Hello everybody, GB4576 here. Today we got a brand new video from Jaden Animations, My Funniest Fan Interactions. Now I've heard some stories from other YouTubers and their interactions with fans, so let's hear Jaden's, shall we? Also, I know I'm a bit late on this. I was having a lot of trouble uploading yesterday's SMG4 video and I just didn't want to deal with my computer yesterday. So, that's why this video is delayed a bit. But with that being said, 3, 2, 1, go.
One time I was at an arcade and saw someone with an Ari bag, so I went up to them and said, "Hey, I really like your bag." She turned around, looked straight at me, and said,
Thanks.
"Thanks, it's from Jaden Animations." Oh, cool. And then I just walked away because I didn't know how to salvage that interaction without being weird about it. As someone who has somehow amassed a big number on YouTube website, you'd probably expect me to be recognized fairly frequently when I'm out on the town. I do definitely get recognized here and there, but given that almost all of the content I posted is me in cartoon form, it's much less than you'd think. I don't really expect to be recognized unless I'm going somewhere that attracts people who are more online, such as conventions or Hatsune Miku concerts.
Yep.
Of course, I've been in plenty of IRL content on other people's channels, so it's not like no one knows what I look like, but that barrier has given a bit of cushion on how often people will notice that Jaden Animations is in their vicinity. The majority of my fan interactions are very positive and follow this general flow. "Are you Jaden Animations?" "Yeah." "Oh, that's so cool. I love your videos. Can I get a photo?" "Yeah." "Alright, thanks, bye." It's simple, it's streamlined, everyone's happy. Of course, not every interaction goes like this, and naturally, people always want to know about the outliers, the bad interactions, the weird ones,
the funny ones.
Freaks out there that you've met Jaden. I'm lucky enough to be able to say, you guys are pretty normal. There's not really any single experience that comes to mind.
You don't want to be weird when you're
people ask
talking to
me
your favorite YouTuber.
So thank you. Gold star to every single person I've met in my entire career so far. However, I do have some funny stories I've collected. Like one time, Jacob and I were sitting down at the Toadstool Cafe to film for their video about Nintendo Land when this one guy walked by and recognized Jacob. "Oh my gosh, are you Alpha Red?" "Yeah." "Oh, that's so cool. I love your videos. Can I get a photo?" "Yeah." You know, everything's going as per the script. At this point, I piped up and asked, "Would you like me to take the photo for you?" And as I said that, Jacob and I both saw that the guy suddenly recognized my voice, and therefore, me. Now knowing there were two YouTubers at that table, he started to ask if I was Jaden, but mid-sentence realized that if he was incorrect, it would look
really bad.
A little tiny bit racist. You know, you can't always just assume the Asian girl with Alpha Rad is Jaden, even though 90% of the time you'd be correct. So he ended up pivoting halfway through to cover for the mistake, which ended up like this. "Would you like me to take the photo for you?" "Oh, correct me if I'm wrong, but who are you?" Of course, we knew what he meant. I say I'm Jaden, everything is fine, we all take a photo together. But being able to see the line his brain took in real time was so funny. It's one of my and Jacob's favorite stories because he meant it so well. Like, I completely understand what happened. But also asking, "Sorry, but who are you?" Someone offering to take a photo is just...
Yeah, that's just funny.
I would love to meet that guy again and just tell him how much we loved that interaction.
Well,
Dude,
this guy might end up seeing this video.
I hope your Toadstool Cafe food was good. Because ours wasn't. There actually have been times, though, where people have thought they've run into me.
Then they didn't.
And were just wrong. I've seen tweets tagging me like, "OMG, just met Jaden Animations." As I'm currently sitting at home looking at a photo of some poor random Asian girl. When we were all on tour for Scribble Showdown a while back in Chicago, James and Emily went to go look at the Bean, and James ended up getting recognized. While he was talking to the group of people, one of them saw Emily and went, "Oh my gosh,
she was Jaden.
It's Jaden!" James immediately starts laughing his ass off trying to correct them, but somehow wasn't clear enough because when they were all taking a photo, they were like, "Jaden, get in front!" Another time, when Jacob and Joe posted a video of themselves playing Mario Wonder in a GameStop, at the very end, Joe turned the camera around to the girl filming and said, are you Jaden Animations? The bit being it was our friend Sarah Moon, who is not me, but has been called Jaden by confused viewers in the past for really no reason.
I've heard of Sarah Moon before. I'm not really familiar with her content.
People in the comment section of the video still thought she was me anyway because Asian girl. Then, to poke fun at that situation, a while later they asked me to record them playing Mario Kart in a round 1, and in it said, "Huge shout out to Sarah Moon for recording this video," as the camera panned to me. And you'd think people would catch on to the joke, but so many more people were like,
oh, it's Jaden.
Okay, I thought that was Jaden in the other video, but was afraid of being racist. Not realizing they're still not getting it. Sarah and I genuinely look nothing alike, but just pointing at one of us and going, Jaden, will convince hordes of people in comment sections without fail.
I'm not surprised
it's like casting an inescapable Jaden spell. On the opposite side of the coin, I was in San Diego for TwitchCon last year, perusing the San Diego Zoo with some friends. And honestly, to hype it up a bit, the San Diego Zoo is awesome. I legit went there 3 times during the 3-day event, which to the math nerds out there means
both days.
I went to the zoo more times than the actual convention. Anyway, someone ended up coming up to me with an "excuse me" that I registered as I was being recognized. So I turned around, expecting the typical fan interaction.
Can you move out of the way?
But are you Amaru? I was stunlocked. It threw off my whole script, and I accidentally blurted out, "Oh, no, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm just Asian." And the guy didn't really have anything to say about that. He just went, "Oh, okay, thanks." You know, it was amazing.
That was awesome
for me, though. I got a kick out of Emily and Sarah being called Jaden, and now I've been struck by the Amaru hammer. Look, I'll be the one to say it, though. None of us look like each other. We're just Asian women on the internet, and not even the same kind. So yeah, if you ever think you see your favorite Asian creator in the wild, make sure
it actually
double check. Sometimes I can tell people are secretly Googling me before asking for a photo just to be sure. And you know, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I didn't mean to go off on this whole tangent about people accidentally being racist.
Awesome.
I'm sorry,
funny.
There were just a lot of instances of it. We can get back on track now. The very first time I was recognized, not in like a convention setting, was in a random Target. I was walking down an aisle chatting with my friend Kelsey when someone passed by, backtracked, and came up asking, "Are you Jaden?" Now, this was back in 2017 when I had significantly less content showing my face, so I was completely shocked
her avatar looked way different
not
back
prepared.
Then.
I was in ugly house clothes, no makeup, hair wasn't washed, literal bridge dweller, and was in the middle of my first public fan interaction. Apparently, they recognized me from my voice, which is nuts. Some people have told me I sound exactly like how I do in my videos, and others say I don't, so I have no barometer.
I mean, when you're actually talking to a microphone, you have to put on the
YouTuber
voice.
This isn't like a crazy story or anything, but it's special in my mind because I was so embarrassed and unprepared for it.
I just realized that I did not have my light on this whole time.
This next one was when Jacob, Captain Kidd, and I were in Hawaii for Pokemon Worlds. We'd all just arrived at the event and were checking out all the fun decorations Pokemon set up. Since all of us have made a good amount of Pokemon content, a lot of Pokemon fans were recognizing us and asking to take photos. A well-intentioned mom ended up taking notice of how much attention we were getting and asked us what we did for a living for all of these people to be coming up to us. Jacob explained we were YouTubers, and she lit up, saying her son watches a lot of YouTube, pointing down at the young boy hiding behind her leg. In an attempt to connect with the kid a bit, Jacob asked what YouTubers he watched. I like Mr. Beast.
Yeah, Mr. Beast
Seeing
sounds
a way
accurate.
to make the kid excited, Jacob pointed at me and said, "No way! Did you know she was in a Mr. Beast video recently and won?" Instantly, the kid jumped up. "You know Mr. Beast?" "Well, like, kinda. I've talked to him before, but..." "Will you tell him to give me $1 million?"
No.
First of all, hilarious situation to suddenly be thrust into. Second of all, now that the kid was suddenly not
I did see that
hiding
Mr.
behind his
Beast
mom's
video
leg anymore, we could see he had a giant gold chain around his neck sporting a framed PSA graded base set first
Whoa.
edition Charizard. Little dude, do you know how much cash you've got around your neck right now? The card was graded like 9.5 as well. I have no idea where he got it from.
Probably
like,
his dad or
see
something.
those. Can you give me $1 bajillion? Comments on Mr. Beast stuff. But it was surreal to witness it in real life. Like, it's real. Gold Chain Charizard Mr. Beast kid has been cemented in my memories, and he didn't even know who we were. Also, for the record, after I won the Mr. Beast cube, my emails were an absolute wreck of random people begging me for money. Can you give me money? May please get some money? Hi, JD. Not my name. Just 10K, thank you. Heart. Someone straight up sent me a PayPal invoice for $10,000 with no message attached. Just an outstretched, grubby little hand in my inbox. Guys, I didn't win any money from that thing. You can stop emailing me. We gave it all away to various artists all over the globe to support them through their art school,
I did not get
which was an incredible opportunity, and I was very happy to support artists, and I wish them all the best of luck with their degrees. But stop emailing me for money! Gosh, I don't even want to know what Mr. Beast's DMs look like. One time my home screen died on me, not my fault, so I had to take it to a repair shop. This was unfortunately during a time when my car's driver's side mirror was smashed, my fault. So I also had no street legal car to take me back home while I waited for my phone to be fixed. Needing to kill 2 hours, I ended up sitting in a nearby Burger King equipped with my Switch to play Hello Kitty Island Adventure and an iPad as a second monitor to watch YouTube videos. I almost made it the entire time with no issue, but like some sort of pathetic Scooby-Doo villain, my plan was foiled as a nice girl came up to me and quickly said, "I really like your videos," before walking back over to sit with her friends. Now, the interaction itself was completely fine. I'm just embarrassed at what it looked like on her end. Internet personality Jaden Animations sitting completely alone at a single seat table in a random Burger King. No food in sight, just a table covered in devices like some sort of 27-year-old iPad kid. She didn't even let me explain my situation. She just said hi and walked off. So, kind girl, if you're out there, or even still a fan, it wasn't as pathetic as it looked. It was pathetic, but it's not that bad. I was just passing the time. Please resubscribe. I feel like I lost you that day. Speaking of unfollowing out of shame, a couple years ago, I went with some friends to my first furry convention. The furry convention isn't the shameful part, though. That itself was great. The actual shame began when my group wanted to check out the 18+ section, mainly out of curiosity and entertainment. I sheepishly followed them in, and just as I was thinking to myself, man, it would sure be unfortunate if I got recognized while in here. Oh my god.
Got recognized.
Are you Jaden Animations? Yeah. So admittedly, there's a single photo out there of me, a fan, and a very colorful background. Quickly moving on from that one. This story
move on.
By far the most I've ever been recognized out in public in my entire life. There's probably a teeny little slight possibility I curated it myself by accident, but it was when I went to a Hatsune Miku concert in California. The community somehow has caught on that I like her, and said community was all right there in one spot. Before the concert, I was getting recognized like every few minutes, which is very not normal for me, but you know, completely fine. I don't mind at all. Eventually, everyone was led into the venue. I was meeting a few more people inside. Then the lights went down and we all got to enjoy the concert as per usual. However, when the show was over and the lights turned back on, everyone rotated 180 degrees to head to the exit, which meant
you're in
line of sight. See my face again. We would make it a few steps forward, get stopped, then 3 more people would come up, and I'd suddenly be against the wall. All while my poor friends just had to watch it all happen and wait for me. For the first time ever, I needed to figure out a way to get out of there, or else I would have been taking photos with the entire concert audience as my friends withered on the floor. Sarah put her big hoodie on me, another friend gave me their sunglasses, and suddenly, I
You're a
vanished.
stranger.
No more Jaden animations. Poof. She was gone. The Clark Kent strategy actually works. Sarah and I quickly headed to the exit, squishing past unsuspecting Miku fans, and it wasn't until we made it all the way to the parking lot where we turned around and realized
we lost Jacob.
we were alone. I was successfully smuggled out, but the downside was the disguise was so overly effective, even our friends didn't know who I was anymore. At least now I know if I'm ever in a sticky situation, a simple hoodie and glasses is really all it takes. I will no longer be making fun of Superman's public disguise. Dude knew what he was talking about. Despite all of these stories,
actually surprisingly
if you ever
effective.
see me in public, please don't be afraid to come up and say hi. I'm more than happy to meet you or take a photo. Again, basically every person I've met who watches my videos was absolutely wonderful, these stories included, and I promise I won't make a video about you if you accidentally say something a little awkward. Unless it was really funny and the world needs to know. Also, I can tell when you recognize me, I've essentially got a spidey sense for it by now, and it's more uncomfortable for both of us if you just stare at me for 30 minutes and then leave. Please, just say hi or something. It's okay. I'm lucky to have such a normal and kind group of people watching my content, and I do really
not
enjoy
all
getting
of
to
these
meet you
people
guys.
are.
I guess if you were to take anything from this video, make sure you know it's actually me. This is not me. This is not me. This is not me. I'm this one.
That's me. That's
Hope that
you.
helps.
Yeah. I know talk
Man,
good.
it has been quite some time since I've done a good old classic story time. What is this, 2016? The fact that I really only have lighthearted funny stories to share and not really any bad or scary ones with meeting people who watch the videos is a huge testament on how kind and respectful you all are, and I really appreciate it. Like, half of these stories are about how I was the one fumbling it, you know? I always look forward to meeting more of you guys in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.
Yeah, that was Jaden's fan interaction. Yeah, this was a very good video. I really like the one where they thought Jaden was Emaru. Yeah, that was easily the best moment of this video. It was so good. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. And so, that being said, thank you guys for watching. Check out another video of mine, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!